Ladies and gentlemen, we are back. Thank you for tuning in to the eSports Report Daily Update. I'm Chris Puckett, and today we have a very special show. We're starting off fresh here, guys. We're going to be talking about this Sunday's 2K series. We'll be covering, of course, what went down in the Season 2 play-in tournament. That was 16 of the best squads facing off for the final 2 slots in the MLG Season 2. And we'll be talking about some team changes. We have FaZe making some announcements this weekend, some major ones. They now have 2 teams, FaZe Red and FaZe Black. And right now I have the newest member of FaZe Red on the line right here. We have Mr. Dylan McGee. How you doing, Theory?
Good, man. How are you?
Really freaking good. I was excited about what I heard this weekend. So we saw on Twitter the announcement was official. You are the newest member of FaZe Red, as FaZe is now going to have 2 teams. Who are you playing with?
I'm playing with Replays, Classic, and JCap.
Replays, Classic, and JCap. Now, of course, this weekend you're going to be playing at PAX. I like this. My producer's moving you around right here. This weekend you are going to be playing at PAX with the original Team Kaliber lineup, and you announced immediately after Call of Duty Championships. In fact, let's go all the way back to COD Champs before we dive in with FaZe Red. TK did not finish inside the money. A day later, you announced you wanted to leave the team. Where did things go wrong for you guys at Call of Duty Championships?
Basically, like a week before COD Champs, we went to a LAN at UGC, and we played against Complexity, Curse NY, and Justice. And like throughout that weekend, like the whole game like evolved, and like we thought we got a really good grasp on it. Like the last day we beat Cole, or like the last 2 times we played Cole, we beat them in like 2 series and stuff like that. So we were really confident. But then we had to go home for like a week and a half and play online. And I don't know what happened in that week and a half, but our team changed so drastically. It was mind blowing, honestly. And like it's just like a confidence factor. Once we showed up to champs, like everybody thought we could win. Like we thought we could for sure beat Cole in the finals or whoever we had to play. And then I don't know what happened when we got there. It's like the team just didn't mesh in the circumstances. It's like everybody wanted to play individual instead of working as a team. So we ended up getting Optic first round and Envy second round. So it was just unfortunate.
It's pretty rough, but you guys looked incredible throughout group play. In fact, you guys went 3-0 in your group. It seemed like you guys were off to a hot start. What was working at the start of the tournament? Obviously, the competition was a little bit easier.
Yeah, I mean that was probably like the biggest reason was that the competition was a lot lesser in the group play. No offense to the other teams, but like when you're playing against the top 8 teams in the world, that's like the competition is a lot higher in that than when you're playing a couple pickup teams in group play who really didn't practice together.
Right. Now, when you guys kicked things off against Optic Gaming, Optic was coming off a big loss. They had just lost in their group to Epsilon, and Epsilon actually kind of made them look bad. Were you guys feeling confident entering that series?
We were actually extremely confident entering that series. It was crazy. Like we were all like really happy that we got Optic. Like we didn't care who we played, but we were just happy to get that opportunity, and we thought we were going to win that matchup.
And where did things start to kind of go downhill? When did you know that, oh crap, we're kind of in trouble against Optic here?
For me, it was pretty much on the S&D, like the 4th or 5th round of S&D. It's like when your players just start talking back and forth, and like you can just hear the confidence level drop, and like everybody's faces are just getting red and stuff like that, and you can just see it in your teammates' eyes. You're just like, they're nervous, like we all know like what's at stake, and at that point, it's just like you're not playing to your full potential.
So you guys went on to lose to Optic in kind of a surprise 3-0, but then you had some heart, and you guys showed off some really good games against Envy in the lower bracket. Did you feel you played better against Envy than you did against Optic, or was Optic just a stronger squad? Walk me through that series against Envious.
We definitely played a lot better against Envy. First map we played, I forgot what the map was, but I'm pretty sure we won that dom. They won the search, and then they won the blitz by like 2 caps because we won the second dom by a lot, or by like 20 points, and then the last search we lost like 6-1 or 6-2, and it was like leading it like through it, like our dom game was really strong all weekend. Other than the one we played the dom against Optic on Strike Zone, and like that didn't work. But against Envy, both our DOMs were really strong. What it came down to, honestly, was in the blitz and in the searches, we just kept trying to make too many individual plays instead of playing as a team, and they knew how to counter that.
Now, I saw kind of on Twitter following the event, there was a lot of criticism because, of course, you were the captain of this Team Kaliber squad. With this team, you had never finished outside the top 4. You were playing with Sharp since the very beginning. You were playing with Goonjar. Goonjar left for a bit, but he came back. And you also had Neslo on the lineup for a bit before adding in Formal officially as the 4th. Do you feel the chemistry went downhill after you added Formal to the team?
No, see, that's the thing that was really weird is like for the all the way up until literally COD Champs weekend, our chemistry was so good with that team. That's why, like, if you look at any of the videos, like all 4 of us got along. All 4 of us were like great friends.
You guys looked really happy in those pieces that
Yeah,
they're cutting.
it was honestly, I have no idea what happened at COD Champs. It was mind blowing to me. It's just like everything fall apart at the wrong time.
So after that event, I kind of expected you guys to just shake it off. I figured, oh, this is one bad weekend. They didn't perform as well as they wanted to at COD Champs. But I saw, like, obviously pros are always talking with each other at the events. You and Formal were ready to make that announcement. When did you know that you wanted something differently for yourself and that you didn't know where you were going to go, but you wanted to make a change?
Like after you lose, everybody like ponders the ideas of what team they'd like to be on, or like what we could fix or anything like that. But like for me, I was just like really sad like at what happened all weekend, and I was just thinking about what like the next step was. But then you got like your teammate like Formal, who was down in the lobby all weekend, like at the hotels, like hanging out with Saints and all these other players. And like after a couple of days, they're all talking, and like like they're all planning things, or they might not be planning, but like they're definitely like trying to
There's scheming going on
yeah,
there.
there's some scheming going on.
Well,
So
I thought you and Formal were going to be leaving together. Is that what you were thinking on day one after that event?
no, that wasn't the plan, honestly. Like I didn't even know until I bought like 30 minutes of Wi-Fi on my plane, and all of a sudden I connected my phone to the Wi-Fi, and all of a sudden my iMessage just started reaming in text from the owner of TK and Sharp, and we were in a group chat. And I mean, I guess in like that 30 minutes, like we just decided that it was better for me to pursue other opportunities.
Well, you found a new opportunity, and that is in a red jersey. Tell me about your new move. How did you decide that you wanted to be playing with Replays Classic and JCap?
I mean, replays and JCap approached me with the offer, and they said that their team was going to be making a change most likely, and that how I felt about my being phase theory or whatever. And I said I liked the idea. I teamed with Replays almost like a year ago, and I loved it. He was probably my favorite teammate I've ever had. And JCap's one of my good friends outside of the game, and Classic's just one of the best guys I've ever talked to and met. So to me, it was a no-brainer when I got asked to join the squad.
And we're showing a little bit of your gameplay here from that Envy matchup, but you had a very impressive kind of ratio. You had impressive stats, as we heard in Aches' speech last night at Call of Duty Championships. And I love seeing that you're going back with Replays, but I have to ask here, was there any other players, any other team that you thought you were going to land on before FaZe gave you that offer?
For a while, honestly, looked like I was gonna join Curse with Parasite, but I mean, I guess that didn't work out. So
Las Vegas isn't your city, huh?
Atlanta, but
Ayo.
they no, but then Curse or FaZe offered me the spot, and I had to accept it.
I like it. Well, last night you guys played together in the 2K, and you made it all the way to the grand finals.
Yep.
Talk to me about all of those matches leading up to the finals. I think we have a graphic here of all the teams that you guys took down. Here's a look. You guys went through PNL, as of course it was best of threes at the start. Then you met up with Historify and Kaliber Fuse. Was that match pretty easy for you guys? Were you just getting warmed up? What was it like at that point?
Like literally, like we hadn't even played together before until like 5 minutes, or until that first match. Like 5 minutes before that, everybody got on, and we just got into Skype call, and we just started playing. So, I mean, the game against Fuse actually was pretty easy, to be honest.
Pretty easy.
It wasn't like there was any stress or anything. Like it was so crazy how well the team just meshed really quick.
Okay, awesome. So what did you find? Who was doing the OBJ role? Because that's something that, we saw Proofy taking the bomb every so often. We saw replays taking the bomb. Did you guys talk
Um,
about that before the game started, or was it just playing it by ear?
Everything was basically on the fly, but like the major thing between their team when they have Proofy and now when they have me is that Classic is a slayer. Like he's good at what he does, and when he can roam around and kill things,
Right.
that's what he wants to do. With Proofy on the team, he was forced to go to a more OBJ role, so he wasn't like comfortable. He like because
Okay.
he always had to think about what he had to do and everything like that. Where it was in this, like we're all just playing off of each other. Like it's not one person has to do one thing at all the times. Other than like JCap, he has to mainly hold down the slaying role or
He
the
just has to
anchor
shoot people in the head with
type
a
role.
Remington.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But other than that, it's like us three can just work a system where we can all fill in the gaps and we can all push cuts or we can all get on flags. It doesn't matter. That's the reason I want to join this team.
In that next matchup, you guys went up against Denial Wolf, Wolf's Lair, and this is a squad I thought that you guys were maybe going to have some issue with. You saw Twiz tweeting that he's going to be playing with BL Fire, and Lyre and Lynx were on this lineup.
Yep.
Now, how was this match? Any more difficult than the Fuse battle?
I think they won like the first side of Dom by like 4. But after that, like we played a little sloppy on the first side. Obviously, it's your first time playing together, so the second side we came back, and then on the S&D, I'm pretty sure we won like 6-3, 6-4. So I mean, it was a little more difficult, but at the same time, we were just working out the kinks and played through it.
Now, one of the biggest surprises for me was that Elevate made it past Killa Miracles and the boys on the #1 seed.
Yeah.
So you went up against Complex, Fatalize, Fellow, and Nifty. And I know this squad's been playing together. They fell just short in the play-in tournament the day before. You
Yeah.
3-0'd them.
I
So
think we 3-1 them.
3-1'd them?
Yeah,
Okay,
they won the search.
we'll have to update these stats. Ron, it's my fault. Well, you took 3-1. You lost the search and destroy. From there, did you know you had a chance at the finals?
Oh yeah, yeah, we knew it. Like when we played them, it was more of like they've been playing Search and Destroy for like a solid 2 months now, like on game battles and stuff like that. Like they haven't really been focusing on respawns, so all the respawns were pretty much ours to take, and then the S&D like that was just their thing. Like your first time playing together, your S&D strats aren't really gonna be there. So like for playing a team that already had strats and stuff like that, they just took the S&D.
And then finally, the matchup that I was kind of at a wedding and I was still peeking out my phone. I was like, oh, what if this happens? You matched up against TK.
Yeah,
TK featuring Apathy filling
yeah.
in your position. Of course, Methods on that squad as well.
Hmm.
Here's a look at the Team Kaliber lineup. You saw Apathy playing with Sharp, Goonjar, and Methods on the team. First off, is this squad good? How would you compare them to your old squad, knowing that they haven't had a whole lot of practice together?
I think that squad would definitely mesh well. Like the one thing when they picked up Methods that they were lacking was a slaying presence, I guess you could say, because they lost Formal
Mm-hmm.
and myself. But another thing like that they gain with me leaving is my online play is drastically worse than my play on LAN. Like my statistically on LAN, I guess you would say. Like me and replays have the two worst or the two best transfers, I guess you would call it, from online to LAN.
I was loving those stats there where they compare it. You guys definitely jump up by
Yeah,
it's like 0.25 at least. It's
yeah.
kind of ridiculous. So kind of talk to me through the battle versus TK here.
The first map was Octane Dom, and if you're playing against like our team is all located in. We have 3 people in New York, 1 person in New Jersey, so like we're all in like within 4 hours of
You're
each other.
right here, yeah. You're
Yeah, so
tri-state.
we're playing. We played them who they have a guy in Kentucky, a guy in Canada, a guy in New Jersey, and a guy in the host who's in Florida. So like they had host 3 out of the 4 maps because they have a higher seed, obviously, because of their pro points.
Mm-hmm.
So first map was Octane Dom, and they hosted that, and they beat us by I want to say 20 points or something like that. Which it was like personally, I feel like if it was an even on LAN, it would have been a lot closer. The second map was Search and Destroy on Warhawk. Is it Warhawk? Yeah, it was Warhawk. And like I said, like for me coming in to fill in like a Slayer role for Proofy, like I was OBJ or like the objective player for Kaliber. So like every round I took the bomb on Search and Destroy coming into FaZe, they have replays in Classic who also would take the bomb a lot for their team. And I'm not used to like being that guy who's left on the other side of the map to roam around and just get kills. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So basically, it was just like on the fly stuff. So we couldn't really come up with strategies. Whereas like they had methods in Apathy who could just fill in the roles, fill in the spots, because like actually they filled in perfectly for the spots they needed for TK. So I felt like in Search they were at an advantage. So they went up 2-0. On the Blitz on Octane, I think we won by like 3 or 4, something like that. That was, I mean, it was always like 2 caps, within 2 caps, but it was kind of close throughout the game. But like every time they would make a push on our baits, we just counter it.
Nice.
Who
Who was going big in that game for you guys to kind of get you back in the series?
Classic and JCap, definitely. We're going huge. So was I mean, our whole team, really. We just played well together. It was just a rotation.
Okay.
And then fourth map was Freight Dom. I think we won by like 30 points. Because I wouldn't say it. Well, I mean, we had host advantage on that map, so it was a lot easier for us. And then the last map, Sovereign Search, the first round, they won, and then they had to end it. For some reason, the rules glitched, like the eSports counter. I don't know what happened. Like, it didn't switch sides. So that game ended. We had to we restarted with them up 1-0. We brought it all the way back to 5-5. Because they were at one point, they were up 1-4 in the Search on Sovereign, last map. And we brought it back to 5-5, and we had to end it. So that kind of killed a little vibe. But I mean, last round they had defense, and we called a push. We said we're gonna rush 3 middle, and then I was gonna sit back. And apparently Methods had the same idea, to think that we were gonna do that, is what he told us. So like he basically just told Gunjar where to go by the tractor, and they just got like a perfect counter for it. So.
Methods calling the shots here. Now, let's talk a little bit about that. So you guys did fall in that game 5, and in fact, for everyone who missed it, don't worry. I'm going to show it to you guys after this commercial break. But first, I want to ask, everyone really, they know about you guys, they watch your gameplay, but they don't hear the in-game communication unless they're watching your live stream. So Let's go back to the original Team K. TK, you were the shot caller, or you were at least the captain. Were you also the shot caller on that team officially? Was it kind of a collaborative effort? How did it work out?
What team are you talking about?
Let's go original with Neslo.
With Neslo? Neslo took more of a shot caller role, I guess you would call it. But I mean, throughout the whole time I was on TK, it was more of like a collaborative, like everybody was under the same agreement of what you wanted to do.
All right, then you bring Formal on, you bring Gunjar back.
Yep.
Who's making the play calls then?
I mean, it was like the same thing. Mainly, everybody was basically saying everything. It was like everybody just like, the way I felt was you don't really want one person controlling everything. You want all 4 people to be on the same page. So it's like before you go into a map, you want to have a game plan on whether or not, like every situation you're in. Like if you're 2 capped, where do you want to rotate to and all this other stuff. So I mean, it wasn't really a shot call. It's just more everybody had like the same idea of where they needed to go at what times.
Is that how FaZe is working out now? FaZe Red?
Yeah, I definitely say it's like that. Replays is more of an in-game leader. Like me and him take more of the in-game role of communication. JCap and Classic are more softly spoken, I guess you would say. But other than that, it's kind of like TK. Pretty much.
Awesome. Well, you guys made it all the way to the finals. In your first day playing together, you outplaced 48 other teams, and you took home $400 for your efforts. From here, though, you got PAX just a few days away. Are you going to be practicing with the TK guys? Are you just going into this tournament as one last hurrah and just going to wing it? What's the game plan here for Team Kaliber? Because you're one of 6 teams competing for that $15,000 prize pool.
It's basically just going to be a wing it thing. I don't think we're going to play together. There's been like Sharp and Formal had a little falling out. So like their little thing is a little awkward. So that might be a little awkward at the event. But
can you please put them in chairs next to each other? Just put them on the inside with you and Gunjar squeezing them in.
I think they do sit next to each other. That's pretty funny.
All right, I'm going to make sure we got some cameras on this. Well, you guys face off against Envy. Any chance you take a game from Envy in that first round?
Oh, I definitely think we can easily. I think we could easily win a respawns against Envy. Their S&D strats are far above ours. We just play for individual picks, so their S&D game is probably going to beat ours. But I mean, if we can win all 3 respawns, then I don't see any reason we can't take that series. Or if we could somehow take a search, that'd be awesome.
And, of course, we're going to be kicking off the day with an all-star squad. I
Yep.
got you on my team, bro. Who do you want to play with?
I don't even. Who's on my side?
Oh, my goodness. I got to pull this up. I got you with I got you. I got Classic. I got Replays. I got Proof, I think. I'll look at the list. We'll talk after the show.
Okay.
I do have a few questions coming in from the community. Asked them at the start of the show to send me their questions. So if you're open to these, answer them. If not, feel free to shut it down.
All right.
Who are your top 3 favorite pros to hang out with?
To hang out with?
Hang out, not play.
I'd go with Goonjar. Oh man, Goonjar, Aches, and I'd say, man, there's so many, dude. There's so many. Saints is a lot of fun to hang out with.
Who are your favorite 3 pros to team with? This one's coming from King Scump Jr., better known as Dyla Nasri on Twitter.
Oh, my favorite teammates ever?
Yeah, it's Dylan, by the way, not Dylon. I just wanted to say that.
Replays. I love Goonjar. I love Sharp. Neslo. I mean, I already like JCap in Classic. Formal was a great teammate. I mean, I've never really had bad teammates, so I can't really say.
What's your expectation for FaZe Red's first LAN? Where are you guys placing?
I think I can't say anything other than first, hopefully.
First place?
That's our expectations.
All right, what do you bring to the table on FaZe Red that Proofy didn't that will allow you guys to win? That's a tough question. Teamwork.
Yeah, he's more of an individual player.
And is there a rivalry between you and Formal now that you're on FaZe Red, Formal's on FaZe Black?
Not at all. Me and him are still good friends. I still look at him like a brother. So I mean, unless he's got a problem, I don't.
Parker Acosta wants to know: do you hate Optic?
No, I don't hate Optic. I love Optic.
Even after that 3-0?
Hashtag green wall.
Hashtag green wall. You're a politician. I like that move. Liam Evan wants to know: do you even lift? And I think that's it. Guys, keep your questions coming for Theory. I might have him back on after this next map. Actually, Theory, thank you for coming on. I got Censor after this. But we're going to a quick commercial break, and when we come back, we will show your Game 5. You guys didn't win it, but you showed off some great chemistry already. I want you guys to pay attention to that. Any final thoughts here, man? You have a new team, fresh start, and you have PAX this weekend.
No, thank you for all the support. I'm sorry to all the TK fans that we let down at Champs, and I just want to say thank you to all the FaZe fans for welcoming me to the team.
Awesome. Well, you guys can follow him. He is at FaZe Theory on Twitter. One of the best dudes, funniest guys in the game. We're going to commercial break. When we return, we're going to take a look at the epic game number 5 between TK, featuring Apathy, and the new FaZe Red lineup with Theory playing with JCap, Classic, and Replay. Stay tuned. The ESR continues, and after that, Censor's coming on to talk about FaZe Black. We'll be right back.